Okay, this is going to be for people who pick the number 4. So if you haven't already watched the section called The Experiment, you should, because it explains how to make sense of what I'm going to be talking about in the next, I don't know, I'm looking at this 10 of Baton's reverse. It did fall out, so I think I just want to put it back and 2 more and see if it comes up. So we should maybe make something of the fact that that card fell out. I'll see what happens when I choose a card later. So I'm doing a little bit of shuffling here, and so that's that. Some off the top, take some more off the top, going to the left, turn 1, I always turn the middle card and gather back up. And you do that 3 times, and at the end of 3 times you're all these cards falling out. Makes you wonder if I shouldn't stop now and do something else in the meantime. Or maybe what it means is that if you choose the number 3, don't be surprised if you have to begin again, or if things get messed up before you've really got to the beginning of things. So it could be that there are going to be delays, or you're experiencing delays, or you're experiencing glitches of one sort or another that mean that you're all set to begin at 10 o'clock, but you don't get started till 1/2 because a couple of things go wrong, so you're prevented from actually making the start at the time. And it may be that these cards falling out now are telling me to tell you that there are going to be glitches, and just learn to live with it and don't take it too seriously, because glitches happen at different times, and your life is not doomed to be one glitch after another, but it's probably an indication that this is what you're going through at the moment or in the immediate future. And what do? Roll with it and just accept it, and don't take it too seriously, because things like that happen from time to time. So this, I can't remember if I think this is the 3rd one, so I'm going to stop shuffling at this point. 1 little shuffle first, and then like that. And so if you chose the number 4, your card is the 8 of Swords. Okay, that does sort of tie in with what I was saying a moment ago about glitches. So this is a card of, it looks like imprisonment, or you're stuck, you're trapped, you're blindfolded, so you can't see where you're going, and you can't see the direction, and even if you could escape from the ropes that are binding you, or even if you started wandering around, you're going to bang into things. So it's a bit like, now is probably not the time to take action. So it can be an indication that no matter what you decide, it's sort of the wrong decision, and it's not going to take you in the direction in which you want to go. And so this is a card, it's not a card of taking action, or it's not a card of activity, it's a card of maybe isolation. And so if this is describing the kind of situation you're in, what do? And I think you learn to meditate. And so you learn to look within, because it's like, if we assume that, or if we think that the tarot is not punishing us or telling us that we're going to be punished by being trapped and being confined and bound. And so, but it is telling us, look within, because you're in a thing is, it's not always a good idea to keep moving. There are times when it's beneficial to stand still, to sit still, to think things through, and to get a clear picture. And because we can't see what's going on around us, we have to then look within. So you have to spend time looking within yourself. So that's why I said in the beginning, meditation. And so what are you supposed to do? You're meant to look for the inner guidance that exists within you or within your mind, And it's as if it probably is that you've got separated from the inner you or the real you. It's as if, let's say you wanted to play guitar. Okay, you always wanted to play the guitar, and somebody gave you a guitar, but you couldn't get it tuned properly. It wouldn't stay in tune. And so you keep, and so you sort of give up wanting to play the guitar because you had things went wrong and it didn't really come that easily. Okay, so maybe you get a guitar, you buy one, and you keep breaking strings, and then you got to get more strings, and you're trouble tuning it, and it's one thing after another. And so as time goes by, you forget about the fact that you want to be musical or that you want to play an instrument. And so this is like saying to you, take a time out for a bit. Forget about the world and what's going on in the world, because it's going to do what it wants to do anyway. Look within and reconnect with the things that used to be important to you, that may not have worked out, but nevertheless, they were important to you once upon a time. There were certain things you really wanted to do, and you haven't done them, and you've maybe forgotten what they were. But because you're not being true to yourself, because you yourself really wanted to play the guitar and wanted to know what it was like to play chords and to play, let's say, little melodies on a guitar, or whatever it happens to be. Maybe you wanted to write, or you wanted to write poetry, you wanted to paint, you wanted to do something creative. And that creative activity, you'll find, if you remember it and start doing something with it, you'll find that it gives you a stability and a peace of mind that you won't have if you don't follow your own inner urge to create. Or, I mean, your urge can be that you want to set up in business for yourself. It doesn't have to be creative or artistic, but you need to think, or you need to, if you take time and be at peace with yourself and find quiet surroundings and just meditate and ponder and think about and remember what it is that you always wanted to do that you haven't done, and then do it, you'll be much better off, and you'll free yourself from this prison. You'll free yourself from people and situations and conditions and jobs that make you feel trapped, because you don't want to feel trapped anymore. But it's up to you to escape from this self-made prison. Even though it appears that other people are doing it to you, when you get right down to it, you're doing it to yourself, which is good because it means that you can stop doing it to yourself. Okay, will you leave me comments? Will you send me an email? I'll find out.